SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, California. Today, a good battle in the AFC. It's the Houston Texans and the LA Chargers.
LA Chargers. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
On hand as Cameron Dicker is set to kick things off. Off we go from Southern California. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
Over first and 10.
So out come the Houston Texans, and Greg, it is one of the good quarterbacks in the league. Offensive Rookie of the Year, #2 pick in that 2023 draft. Year 3 for C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State.
Think back to a couple years ago. He's the 2nd overall pick. He's the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Going into year 2, Mike, I think the expectations were that he was going to blow up onto the scene and be MVP-type quarterback. The team as a whole took a little bit of a step back, and so did C.J. So I think going in, they're motivated. I think they want to recapture a lot of the magic from C.J. Stroud's rookie year, and now see, okay, in year 3, with the pieces he has around him, they think the sky's the limit.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it, and it's the USC man, Woody Marks. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Dante Jackson that time in on the tackle. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. Here now, 3rd and 5. From the gun, here's Stroud. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now 4th down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up, and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
The Chargers take
here
over
come
first
the Chargers, and it's year 6 and year 2 for Justin Herbert, Greg. It's year 2 with Jim Harbaugh, but the 6th season for the 6th overall pick in the 2020 draft.
And we all know how talented this guy is, Mike, right? From the physical sense, that's obvious. But what really separates him, and it really came through when we had a chance to talk to him this week, is really his ability to operate from the neck up. His processing speed, his decision-making. It seems like he's always one step ahead of the defense, and when he's on, he's proven to be really hard to beat.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. He gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line.
From the gun, it's Herbert. Oh, the flash, and he lost the football.
Herbert sacked.
No turnover here. But the Guards able to get the football.
8-yard loss
get on it to keep possession.
It's now 3rd down.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Herbert. Going up top. And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. On
J.K.
fourth
Scott
down, out
in
is
punt
J.K.
formation.
Scott to punt for the Chargers. Jalen Knoll deep for Houston. Now a stoppage
The Texans take
for
over
an injured
first and
Texan.
10.
So
At their
as they
own
look at
20-yard
the injured
line.
player, we'll take a timeout. The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10. They'll start on the ground, and this is Marks. And this will be a Texans first down as he's able to take it
Brought down
up
at
to the
30-yard
30-yard line.
It's a gain of 10.
The ability to be
First down,
effective on
Houston.
first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
Right back to Marks on first down. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down.
Searching for some kind of seed to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
Here's Tommy Townsend now. And he's on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. And no return for
the Chargers take over first and 10.
Come out to
at
the
their
20-yard
line.
The Chargers offense about ready to get going. On their second possession, they'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on first and 10. Now Herbert on the bootleg. That's to the running back, Amarian Hampton. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
It's a gain of 8.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's second down and 2. Herbert to throw. And he lost the football. Unfortunately, the center able to rein it in, and they'll retain possession.
Brings up
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
Pass interference. Defense. Automatic first down.
Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up first and 10. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. Short throw taken in by Disley. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Ball on the 39. Here's second and a couple. On the ground, it's Kamani Vidal. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. It is Azeez Al-Shire with the stop.
A gain of a
that
yard.
Short run puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
They'll look to pick this up. Third and a yard. They'll run the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's fourth down. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Here's J.K. Scott
in
now.
punt formation.
He's on for the second time. He'll try to get something inside the 10.
The Texans take
The Texans
over first
offense
and 10.
about ready to take
At
over
their
once
own
more.
20-yard line.
So far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3. On play action. Stroud. That's to the tight end, Stover. They'll get him out 4 here as he is taken down.
To Cade Stover.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what
4
you're hoping
yards
for,
on the
Mike, is that the
pickup.
defense can't react
Second
quickly
and
enough
6
because the ball's
at the
coming out so high.
24-yard
But
line.
they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
From the 24 now, here's second and 6. They'll motion a tight end right. Now the Georgia Bulldogs. Here's Nick Chubb. Now Chubb loses the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
And with all of this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
So now here comes the Chargers as they get set to take over once more. They start with outstanding field position, trying to get the first points of this game. It'll be 1st and 10. Pickens trying to work inside. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. Here comes 2nd and 4. Now it's Herbert. Oh, the ball's out. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
Justin Herbert sacked by Will.
Fortunately for this quarterback, Mike, thanks to the alert play by one of his teammates,
Brings up
they're going to
3rd
prevent
down.
this from being a turnover. It's just so hard as the quarterback. You're trying to keep your eyes downfield. You're trying to keep the plays alive. You have to feel the rush. You have to understand when that clock's going off, that ball either needs to come out or it certainly needs to be protected.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Now Herbert. And that is incomplete. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. So now, 4th down, and Cameron Dicker is on for the Chargers.
Field goal.
This a 48-yard attempt. And that one not going to have enough leg behind it. Not by a long shot. It is no good. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Putting one of their tight ends in motion left. On the carry, this is Nick Chubb. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
On 2nd down, Stroud. Oh, a loose football. The Chargers have it.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
The Chargers offense ready to get back to work. They'll start in outstanding field position, looking for a way to break our tie. He'll start this drive by keeping it himself. The ball comes out. And I think one of the Chargers was, yes, he was able to get his hands on it, and they retained possession. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll give this to Vidal. And he will work his way to the 11-yard line. Good running and a
7-yard
1st down.
And the Chargers 1st down. 1st and 10
I think this
at the
2nd down
11-yard
call,
line.
Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Aziz Al-Shire on the tackle. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Texans' 8-yard line.
Now they'll pitch it out here. And he will get into the end zone. Money Vidal. Touchdown, L.A. Cameron Dicker, the kicker for the extra point. He gets it to
His
go.
kick is
Chargers
good.
will take a 7-0
Makes
lead.
the score. Chargers 7, Texans nothing. Cameron
After
Dicker
the
to kick
touchdown,
off
here's
for the
Dicker
Chargers.
out to send this one away. Here's Tremon Smith on the return. And he'll be brought down
Smith
just
on the
beyond
return.
the 25-yard
The
line.
Texans take over first
Texans
and 10
offense ready for
at their
this
own
next possession.
26-yard line.
They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Marks. Open the drive. And a nice game there on 1st down.
Woody Marks,
he takes
the
it
ball
forward
carrier.
for 8 yards.
Brought down at the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 2. They'll go play action with Stroud. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. It's one you think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
Stroud going to tuck this one on the zone read. Still churning, but he lost the football. And fortunately, one of his teammates downfield comes to his rescue and retains possession after the big play. First and 10. They'll run for the first time with their fullback. The ball's out. And it will be another turnover as this defense does it again.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit. And that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
A handoff, and this is by Jeff. He'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. On the ground, they'll go Vidal. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. On the ground, it's Vidal. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. A couple of first downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. Here comes Vidal, and this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss, and it's 2nd down. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Lance looking to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked up by Halen Bullock.
Lance
And he's going to be looking at a short field for the offense after the IOT. Can't tie the game or even take the lead.
Mike, it's very simple in the NFL. You're just not going to win a lot of games when you're losing the turnover battle to this degree, and it's their struggles protecting the football. They've continued to hurt them here today, and that's why they find themselves trailing at this point in the game.
The Texans offense back onto the field for their next possession. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. They run a toss to Chubb. There he goes, inside the 30. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Now a chance to pay off that big play. They have it 1st and goal. They'll run with Marks. And he's going the wrong way. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of 2.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits. What do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal?
Now from the 7, it's 2nd and goal. One more time, it's Marks. And this one blown up. Good surge will drop him. A loss on the play, back to the 9-yard line. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. Crowd to throw. Oh, the flash, and he lost the football. But Chargers have it. Past midfield. He's inside the 30. And he returns this shot. Greg, what a terrible play for the offense. You're trying to gain some momentum. Here you not only lose the handle of the ball, you hand the defense 6 points.
And, Mike, how often do we see that when a player loses the ball, his confidence is not far behind? And I think in this case, that's where the coaching comes in. Put your arm around him. Hey, we're giving you the ball in this next possession. We believe in you. They've got to get this player back into the flow of the game after that back-breaking turnover that led to the defensive touchdown.
Cameron Dicker for the extra point.
It's up and good. And the Chargers will extend their first quarter lead. It's now 14-0. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Out to send this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Into the secondary, past the 40. And he's going to be taken down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
Anytime you see a receiver at this level miss a ball that easy, it's just concentration. They just take it for granted. All of a sudden, they're thinking about what their next move is or what they're going to do after the catch. And instead of just focusing on first things first, secure the catch, put the ball away, then become a runner. You can't fault the quarterback on this one. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him. He really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. He'll find the rookie out of Iowa State, Jaden Higgins. And he's out of bounds. It would be a first down, however. There is a flag down. It looks like it is on the offense. That's on the former first-round pick, Titus Howard.
3rd down.
The task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long. To throw, it's Stroud. Looking down the field, but that falls incomplete. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Here's the punter now,
in punt formation
as he's on
for the
to punt for
Texans.
Houston.
The Chargers take over
The Chargers
first and
offense
10.
getting their
At
final
their own
instruction
20-yard
before heading
line.
back onto the field. They've raced out to a 14-0 lead. They've done nothing wrong so far. The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10. They'll run with Vidal. And they'll bring this to about the 25. It is Aziz Al-Shire with the stop.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5. To throw is Lance. That one down the field, but they
Lance's
cannot
pass
connect. And it's
intended for
incomplete.
Keenan Allen.
He was looking for Keenan
Incomplete.
Allen on that one.
He was defended
Third
by
down
Derek
coming up.
Stingley.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully,
A gain
and
of
it's a
9
first down.
yards. And the Chargers first down.
This is exactly how it's supposed to look on third down. His eyes are downfield, nothing materializes. He quickly decides he can do it himself, picks up the first down, and then to protect himself with the slide, well done.
Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up
pass.
incomplete.
Intended
That's a
for
pass
Ogunde
say he should have
Gaston.
had. Instead, he
Incomplete.
does not, and it brings up
It's
second
now
down.
second and 10.
Unfortunately, Mike, over my career, I've been in this guy's shoes plenty of times, probably more than I wish to admit. You take your eyes off the ball. You think about becoming a runner before securing the catch, and when you do that, you end up watching the ball fall to the ground.
And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Third and a yard. It's the quarterback with the sneak. And he is going to have the Chargers first down.
It's a gain
As
of
they
2.
are able to keep
And
this
the
drive
Chargers
moving.
first down.
When done correctly, Mike,
First
this is
and
just
10
such
at
a
the
high percentage
44-yard
call.
line.
It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
He'll decide to keep this once more. And they will finally get him to the ground at the Texans' 25-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They go 3 tight ends here on first and 10. The tight end going in motion to the left. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. From the 20, here's 2nd and 4. They'll stick with him again. And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with 1st and goal.
That's another.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves 1st and goal.
A run on 1st and goal. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap.
He was taken down behind the line
they
of scrimmage.
Stop him for no
It's
gain.
a loss of 1. Brings
Great
up
job by
2nd
that linebacker
and goal
timing his
at the
blitz. He
6-yard
didn't give
line.
any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll go with him again. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs.
A 3-yard loss on the play. It's
Now
3rd and goal.
down.
The idea here on 2nd down is in the event you're unable to score, at least put yourself in a 3rd and manageable goal-to-go situation. But now after taking a loss, it really changes their approach here. And I think on 3rd and goal now, they got to put this ball in the air.
That is incomplete, but there is a flag down.
Offside. Defense.
Big call here. It was 3rd down.
Still 3rd down.
To throw, here's Lance. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Ray Lance, touchdown Los Angeles. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Cameron
Dicker
Dicker
now
for the extra point.
And this is not going to have enough steam in it. It is short. No good. Don't think it was tipped. Just a bad kick. And they are unable to unlock the extra point.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the
out
Chargers.
to send this one away. Safe kick taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10.
The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They are facing an uphill climb early. Begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground, and this is Marks. Well, now you see him, now you don't. The juke move there, and a gain of 6.
32-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 4. Once again, it's Marks. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Here's 3rd and 2. Throwing is Stroud. He'll find his man. That's Jaden Higgins. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. The defense was right there, but a gain of 2. Good enough for the first down.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
Showing off the footwork, sliding down after a gain of 8.
It's a gain
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Second down throw for Stroud. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. It's one that they could be able to corral. Can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Jaden Higgins, the intended receiver. And it'll be 3rd down. Here's Stroud. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They check him down behind the line. And it's 4th down.
Anytime it's 3rd and short, you better account for the running back out of the backfield, and that's exactly what they do here. Great job by the defense taking him down for a loss. Brings up 4th down.
Here's their punter now.
In punt formation
punted
for the
away for the 4th time today.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Motion man is the tight end going right. On play action, he'll set up to throw. This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
We are through 1. The Chargers out to the early lead. We're back in Southern California in a moment. It's the Chargers with the football to begin this 2nd quarter from the 23. Here's 2nd down and 7 as we are ready to get back underway. Throwing, Lance. That one incomplete. Good job
intended for
there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Now, a deep shot for Allen. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Intended for Keenan
Allen. This passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
On comes the punter
in punt
now
formation.
as he's on to punt for the Chargers.
The Texans take over
The Texans
1st and
offense
10
ready to take
at
over
their own
once more.
20-yard line.
They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second
and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. It is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Stroud. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there. They force 4th down.
3 plays.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit. That right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. Those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10.
And they're running back
at their own
set to go once more.
line.
We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll give this to Vidal. He'll gain 3 out of this, up to the 23.
Henry To'o on the stop. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
2nd and 7. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. To the 45. Down the sideline. Inside the 25. And they won't play it. 76 yards. Touchdown, LA. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. And back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
Cameron Dicker for the extra point.
And that is no good again. It'll be his 2nd missed extra point of this afternoon.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Out to send this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to take over once again. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Marks to open the drive. And that one shut down pretty quickly He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Second and 10. Throwing from the pistol, Stroud. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Crowding his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
Really what stands out to me the most in this first half, Mike, is just there's very little separation among these receivers downfield. The quarterback has to throw into a lot of tight windows, contested catches, and they continue to do a nice job separating the ball from the man.
This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him.
Intended for Dalton Schultz.
He was trying to connect with his tight end, Dalton Schultz.
And out.
And it's going to bring up fourth down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. As the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but they put the ball in harm's way.
First and 10.
Chargers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They'll do so with first and 10. Start on the ground. Past the 45. A terrific run. Finally brought down, but he's inside the 35-yard line.
A gain of 47
that
on
is
the play.
a big play for
and the
LA.
Chargers,
47 yards.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
We've just seen it time and time again here today. He just continues to get them for big runs, and I think this one might be his best of the bunch.
Lance. Moving left. Now the ball thrown deep for Johnston.
And I think I want to see a little bit more of this style from this defense. The key, Mike, is at that catch point, you want to create as much contact and be physical. Separate the ball from the intended receiver, and it's a great example there.
They'll try again. It's second and 10. Now off on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And the Texans are going to come up with it. And now, following the turnover, we have an injured player on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. On first down, it's Marks. Comes out. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds, so possession does not change hands.
The offense retains possession.
A sigh of relief there. That was very nearly a turnover. Fortunate to see that one, Greg, get fumbled out of bounds.
And when that ball came loose, Mike, you could see the entire sideline kind of holds their breath. But they were able to take a little bit of an exhale as they saw that ball, fortunately for them, go out of bounds. The whole idea of that short pass is designed to get the ball into the hands of the receiver in space and let him do the rest after the catch. But the key word there, Mike, is get the ball into the hands of the receiver. He doesn't secure the catch, so there is no run after.
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. Oh, loose football. No turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football. Get on it to keep possession.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball. More bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come around often. And when they do, you got to seize the moment.
The Chargers take over first and 10.
And they're running
their own 20-yard line.
Ready to go back to work. They'll start out first down and 10. Now Lance. Short pass taken in by the tight end. He's going to be taken down, but there's a late flag in the backfield that might give him 15 more yards. He'll start this drive by keeping it himself. Take this into the end zone. What a run. Ray Lance. Touchdown Chargers. His second touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, shades of college football, old school offense there. They run option and they pick the right option. The quarterback keeps it for the touchdown.
And the key to defending an option play, Mike, is that every defender executes their specific job. In this case, the defender who was responsible for the quarterback, he completely loses sight of him, and it was all the space the quarterback needed to take it to the house.
And what
his kick is no good.
It doesn't even get there off the crossbar. No good. No extra point added.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
To send this one away. He'll start at the 4. He'll get across the 20, mark him down
the
at the
Texans
23-yard
first and 10.
Texans offense and the running back, Woody Marks, heading back onto the field. They'll begin with first and 10. To Marks from the gun, and this will be a Texans first down as he gets it to about the 34-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. From the 34 now, it's first and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Lost one on the last play, so now it's second and 11. Stroud. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very quick there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down.
And the 11.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Now, screen set up for Marks. Searching for some kind of seed to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
The Texans set to punt this one away.
The Chargers take over first and 10
as they get set
at their
take
own
over once
20-yard
more.
line.
Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for first and 10. Now, faking the give. He finds the veteran Keenan Allen. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. From the 29. Here's second and a yard. Here's Lance. And the ball out of the reach of the receiver. Falls incomplete.
I love that they continue to stay aggressive here, Mike. And that route right there, we used to call it a big 8. It's a deep post route, but the ball placement isn't exactly where it needs to be, and that's a missed opportunity.
He'll run the sneak. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
It's a gain of a yard.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down.
A handoff, and this is by Dell. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. They'll look to throw. The ball comes out. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
By Will Anderson.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
Work to do following the sack. It is third and long. He'll look to throw. And he's able to take this for good yardage before sliding and hitting the deck to end the play. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. And the Chargers will punt, getting set to kick it away. too much
The
behind it.
Texans take over
It's into the
first
end
and
zone
10
for a
at
touchback.
their own 20-yard line.
The Texans offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. An inside give to Marks. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Second and inches. Here's Stroud. That's the rookie third-round pick, Jalen Noel. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
To Jalen Noel.
The defense
of
could
22
not
yards.
bring him down. It's
First
a catch and
down,
run
Texans.
of 22 yards.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second down and 9. Stroud to throw. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you think he'd be able to corral. Can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
So the receiver does everything right, except for the most important part. He runs a nice route, creates great separation downfield, but now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
From the gun here on third down, it's Stroud. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And incomplete.
The threat of making a poor
was covered
decision
by
and
Dante
throwing a
Jackson.
pick is always in the back of your mind, and while you can't play scared, you do have to play smart. If you can't find an open target,
Tommy
throw the ball
Townsend
away,
in punt
live for the
formation
next
for
down.
the Texans.
The Texans getting all set to punt. Trying for the old school.
The Chargers take over first
pretty
and
close
10
out of bounds.
at
They're
their
going to mark
own
it
5-yard
at
line.
the 5-yard line. Well done. The Chargers offense ready to get back at it. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's first and 10. Tight end motioning left. Here comes Vidal. He gave one defender the runaround there on his way to
He was
picking up
brought down
8
at
yards.
the 13-yard line.
And he's
8
been on an
yards on the
absolute
pickup.
tear
Brings
throughout
up
this
second
entire
and
game,
2.
Mike. I mean, he's averaging over 10 yards per carry, and anytime you can run the ball with that explosiveness, it's just going to be hard to beat.
On the ground, it's Vidal. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is first down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Lance looking to throw, and he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Quentin Johnston, the man he was looking for on that one.
Derek Stingley.
And it'll lead to a 2nd down. To throw is Lance. And as he threw it, the pass is incomplete.
Intended
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face 3rd down and 10. He'll drop to throw. That one too far in front.
Intended for
incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
Get the check he was hoping for on that one. That goes into the end zone
at their own 20-yard line.
The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Stroud. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. On the zone read, a give to Mark. Oh, no, rookie puts him on the deck. It's a fumble.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure, and the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
On the ground, they'll go with Vidal. He's going to get forward for about 5 yards, but this one might be coming back. Let's check in with the referee. That's on the former first rounder, the big man, Mekhi Becton. To throw, here's Lance. They'll try to hit him with a screen.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
On 2nd down, he'll fake the handoff and hold on to it. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. It is 3rd and long. Putting the tight end in motion. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He is hit with the ring. Get rid of it. And down he goes.
A loss of 2
And the big
yards.
guys up front in the
It's
offensive
4th
line
down.
just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Here's Cameron Dicker
Cameron
now
Dicker
on for the field goal. Officially
A
an even
50-yard
50-yard attempt. And that's going to
The
run out of
kick
steam.
is no
It comes
good.
up short. No good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. And this
The
won't go
handoff
from
to Nick
maybe a
Chubb.
couple, but he does show
The
you that
tackle by Derwin
make-and-miss
James.
ability that he has.
A gain of 2. Brings
Nice job
up
by the
2nd
running back
and 8.
making the first
at
guy
the
miss, but it's the
43-yard line.
pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
A 2nd down throw for Stroud. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Set to go now on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Stroud. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender
Intended
right
for
there with
Jalen
him.
Noel.
It brings up
Incomplete.
2nd down.
Brings up
I
2nd
got high
and 10.
standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
Watch the motion, watch the motion.
Throwing on 2nd down. Stroud. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you think you'd be able to corral. Can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And it was really the pressure that threw that play off, Mike. I mean, he tries to counter the blitz by going to the quick game, which is fine, but it just seemed like they weren't necessarily on the same page and results in a drop.
Back to throw. Stroud. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There's nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a 4th down.
There's no need to do anything reckless. It's 3rd and long. The opportunity to convert this is probably slim, so there was nothing open
Tommy
downfield. I
Townsend
think he
in
makes the
punt
smart
formation
decision
for the
here, Mike.
Texans.
Avoid the negative play and throw the ball away.
And that's going to work out
The
well.
Chargers
Out
take
of
over
bounds,
1st and
they
10
mark it
at their own
inside the
4-yard
5-yard
line.
line. The Chargers offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start from their own 4. Not a lot of room for error back here. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with a fight down. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll run here, and this is Hassan Haskins. And this will not help the cause. He's going backwards.
He was brought down by Kalen Bullock.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete.
Intended
Looked like
for
he may have got a
Darius
little
Davis.
ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up
Results
4th down.
in a 4th down.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go taking over possessions that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that 1st down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Now it's the veteran, Dario Ogunbowale. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Stroud going to set up to throw. That one knocked away. And it's incomplete.
Intended for Nick Chubb.
The intended target there. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
Really nice play there by the defender, Mike. He realized there was probably no opportunity to come away with the interception. Next best thing, get your hand on it, break up the pass, put an end to that play pretty quick.
Motion, hurry! Hey, motion man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion man.
From the gun, here's Stroud. He's going to take a shot down the field. That is brought in. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
1st down,
It is a
Houston.
big-time play for Houston. 56 yards. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Now, Stroud. That is incomplete. No way to force a football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and
That's
10.
not an easy catch by any means, but at this level, Mike, you get paid to catch them all. And really, you get paid to catch the hard ones. And you know that hit, it's coming either way. And I remember learning as a young player early in my career, the hit's coming, you're going to get knocked to the ground. It feels a lot better getting off the ground and handing the ball to the official.
Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. Here's Stroud. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. And it sets up 4th down.
4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on third down. It's something these teams stress all week. There's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up fourth down.
And that's going to run out of steam. It comes up short. No good.
Keeps the score.
Everything's going wrong. Unable to cut into this big deficit.
There's an old saying in golf, Mike, that when you're on the green, never up, never in. In this case, the ball's on target. It just didn't have enough steam to get there. Winds up no good.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. On McGinn, Haskins. And he works past the 40, taken down after a gain of 7. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3. They'll run it for the first time with Najee Harris. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Third down, they need 5. Lance. And that is incomplete.
Lance's pass intended
So in these
for
third and
Darius
short,
Davis.
third and mediums, we're kind of seeing teams around the league, Mike, kind of start
was
shifting to
defended
more of
by
a
Jalen
run-down
Petrie.
philosophy where they say, okay, even if we don't pick it up, we still have 4th down. So many teams around the
J.K.
league are
Scott
playing with
in
that
punt
philosophy.
formation.
In this case, they keep it in the air, falls incomplete, just brings up a challenging 4th down decision.
Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside.
Go get him, go get him.
Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. A marker comes in as he goes down. It is a sack and a flag. Definitely in the area of holding. On 2nd down, Stroud. Throw here down the field. Will fall.
Intended for Jaden
Incomplete.
Higgins.
This offense just can't seem to get anything going in this opening half, Mike, and they're still looking for their first points of the game, and it's really these missed opportunities that are a big part of the reason they're really struggling here.
3rd and long. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There was nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a fourth down. And now we're going to get a timeout. It is C.J. Stroud in need of some attention. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment.
Tommy
We're about ready now
Townsend
for the
in punt
punt
formation for the
as
Texans.
he's standing right around his own goal line.
The Chargers take over first and 10
headed back
at
to
their
take
own
over once
20-yard
more.
line.
A handoff here with Haskins. Not much happening
Hassan
there.
Haskins,
Just a
the
short
ball
gain.
carrier. He was taken down at the 22-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 8. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And nice work there after the catch.
That's
He was
his
a little
pass.
short of the first down
Complete to
after
Tucker
a
Fisk.
gain of 7.
It's a gain
There's
of
no
7.
more efficient play
Brings up
in the
3rd
NFL, Mike,
and
than the
1.
play-action passing game. And you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
They'll go with finding for the marker. He loses the football. And the Texans are going to come up with it. And now, following the turnover, we have an injured player on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. On 1st and 10. It's up. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute
Brought
warning.
down at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 7.
2
Brings
minutes
up
to go
2nd
here
and
till
3.
halftime. Greg and I return to SoFi Stadium after a short break. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Throwing is Stroud. That's taken in by Chubb. And he's into the end zone.
To Nick Chubb.
Nick
Touchdown,
Chubb.
Houston.
Touchdown, Texans.
Just a beautiful ball there by the quarterback. And the point I want to make here, Mike, and make sure the viewer understands is, in the NFL, if you have to wait for a guy to be open and then deliver the ball, it's too late. So often these quarterbacks throw their guy open. They anticipate where the void in the coverage is going to be. That's exactly the reason this play worked out here, Mike, and he's able to connect here for a big touchdown.
Kaimi Fairbairn lining up
on
for the extra point.
And this is not going to have enough steam at all. It is short, no good. Don't think it was tipped, just a bad kick. And they are unable to unlock the extra point.
Kaimi
And so after the
Fairbairn to kick
touchdown,
off for
here's
Houston.
Fairbairn to kick it off. This returnable from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before
The
he's brought down
Chargers take over
shy of
first
the
and 10
25-yard line.
at their own
The
23-yard
Chargers
line.
offense ready to get back at it. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Motion man is Johnston. Now Lance. He'll step up and run. Showing off the footwork, sliding down after a gain of 8.
A gain of 9.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Tight end going in motion here. Again, and here comes Harris. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. That's good enough for a first down.
A gain of 4 yards.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball,
at the
pound the rock,
36-yard line.
reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. Here's Lance. He'll step up and run this. Now the Chargers will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
That's another Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Throwing, Lance. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Incomplete.
He was trying to get that to
It
Najee
leads to
Harris.
2nd and 10.
And it'll be 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here?
He's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff will get a chance to look him over during the break. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now they'll set up to throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Intended for
Let's call it for what it is,
Davis.
Mike. I mean, right now, this team is winning in spite of him. Certainly not because of him. And what's really concerning is that's the most important position on the team. And if they are able to hold on and they do pull this game out, it could wind up being one of the most poor performances we've ever seen in a winning effort that I can recall in a long time.
The Texans take over
offense
1st
and the
and
running
10
back, Woody Marks,
at their own
heading back
20-yard
onto the
line.
field. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. A throw right side, pulled in by Noel. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their 2nd, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half.
At the 30-yard line.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now Stroud. That's to the left side. Caught by Noel. And he'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
And the Texans
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining.
Thrown
Time
to the
for one more
sideline
snap
and
here in this
incomplete.
first half.
Leads to second
A little
and 10
indecisive
at the
there, Mike. I thought he could have
35-yard
pulled the
line.
trigger a tad sooner. Instead, he just holds onto the ball a little too long. The windows close up and ultimately has no choice but to just simply throw the ball away.
Here's Stroud. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thanks. I bet you it was two different, very different, in fact, halftime speeches from the head coaches as we get set for half number 2. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Here's Darius Davis to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard
The
line.
Chargers take over first
The
and
Chargers
10
offense looking to
at
get
their
back
own
to work as we
28-yard
begin
line.
this third quarter. This drive begins with a run by Harris. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Offense.
They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And that'll be a pickup of 3. From the 44-yard line, here's second down and 6. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Third and 6. To throw is Lance. That caught by Davis. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 20. Much of it coming after the catch as they pick up the first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
Blocking the ball. Offense.
They'll try to run with the fullback. And he'll maneuver his way down to the 44. It is Azeez Al-Shire with the stop. Now, a stoppage for an injured Texan. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That one down the field,
intended for Keenan Allen.
Incomplete.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays, and frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
To the middle of the field, he's got Johnston. Here's a 19 yards on 3rd and 18. They found a way to get it done. First down.
And the Chargers, first down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
As you get, there's a saying, Mike, that you really judge your quarterback by his ability to operate, not only on 3rd down, but what they call 3rd and pass, meaning it's such a long down and distance, they have no choice but to air the ball out. And when you can convert 3rd downs at that distance, chances are you got a pretty big-time quarterback.
Intended for
Every team has
Allen.
those vertical shots, Mike. They're on the call sheet, and they feel like they can get behind the defense. I think that was one of them, and just couldn't quite connect downfield because he had pretty good separation.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. On the give, it's Harris. And he's able to find a crease, get ahead for 7. He'll bring up 3rd down. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Looking to convert for the 3rd time on this drive. They'll need another here. It's 3rd and 2. And this will be incomplete, but a penalty flag down on the play. And let's see who's guilty. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That's how he strayed a little too
Still
far.
3rd down.
And it draws the flag. So from 3rd and 2, back them up to 3rd and 7. They send the tight end in motion. Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. He'll get this complete left side to Johnston. His second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down.
That's another Chargers.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Motion man is Johnston. The RPO, that one is complete. And he'll take this one in. Oronde Gadsden. Touchdown, L.A. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this 3rd quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the 3rd quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
For the
Dicker
extra
now
point.
for the extra point. And he missed it. It's no good. One of the few things that's gone wrong so far. So they're unable to add one more point onto this big lead. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment.
Cameron
After the
Dicker to kick
touchdown,
off
here's
for the
Dicker
Chargers.
out to send this one away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He's across the 20,
The
taking
Texans
down just
take over
shy
first
of
and
the 25.
10 at their own
The Texans
24-yard
offense
line.
trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on first and 10. They'll go play action with Stroud. Look wide. Get this one complete. And he won't get away. Good tackle there to get him down
back
behind
at
the
the
line.
19-yard line.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
On the handoff, this is Chubb. Chubb loses the football. And now, following the turnover, we have an injured player on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They run it over center with Harris. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. Second and 10. Tight end, the motion man to the right. Now a run, and it's their fullback with the carry. Trying to use that big body to get the yardage, but he is stopped for no gain. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Third down and 9. From the gun, it's Herbert. The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. The Texans have it.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort, I love the fight, but it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
Texans offense and their star running back, Big Chubb, set to take over once more. Stroud to throw here on first down. And this will be incomplete, but there's a flag back in the backfield where the quarterback is. They may have got him after he released the ball. On first down, it's Stroud. Open man, Xavier Hutchinson. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Xavier Hutchinson.
That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
First down, Texans.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete.
That's
a pass saying he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
Second and 10.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it. You start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
Throwing from the pistol, Stroud. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Stroud. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Oregon.
I don't think it takes any real high-level analysis, Mike. When you turn the ball over at this rate, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. I mean, it's just very simple. You got to protect the football if you want any chance of turning around this one.
The Chargers offense and their running back set to go once more. They've definitely outplayed their opponents to this point in the 3rd quarter. They might be looking to grind out some first downs and chew up some valuable time on the clock. Fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He takes off. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10.
What's the bet? What's the bet? Kill!
They'll run. This is their fullback getting the carry. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Damone Clark there to get him down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. From the 46, here's 2nd and 8. On play action, now Herbert. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And 8 yards.
As you can probably imagine, Mike, this one really burns me. I mean, man, I wish my fellow tight ends catch every ball the entire game, but to be this open and not come down with it, I'm going to have to set a reminder. Next year at TEU, we're going to have to bring out some jugs machines.
Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. Short pass taken in by the tight end. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. So as they look at the injured player, will take a timeout. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Harris. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. That's to the rookie 2nd-round pick, Trey Harris.
Herbert's pass.
And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 2.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
They try to run for it with Harris. And they bring him down to 23, but that will do just fine. Move the chains. First down,
gain of 6. That's another Chargers first down. First and 10
anytime you have
at
one of
the
these big
23-yard
backs, this
line.
is exactly the spot to use him. Just lower those pads, keep those legs moving. He's able to find just enough of a seam to pick up the first down.
On the carry, it's Haskell. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Second and inches. Moving the tight end right. Again, the goal of Haskins. And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal. Trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
A gain of 4 yards.
And with that run, it puts them on the doorstep of the end zone. This has been a really impressive series up until this point, Mike. I mean, so much that anything less than a touchdown kind of feels like a letdown.
Here's a run. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make an impact on both, as we saw here for that tackle for loss.
Shotgun now for Herbert. Open man is Davis. And that's going to move him closer, but they're going to need to come up with something here. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Third and goal. Throwing now is Herbert. This one incomplete. It is batted away in the end zone. And now it's 4th down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Here's Cameron Dicker now
for the
on
Chargers
for the field goal. This
a
about as short as you can get. Oh, he missed
His
it
kick is
from
no
short
good.
range. A bad miss. It's no good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
The Texans offense ready to see what they can do. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Stroud. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
A bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately his passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
On play action, Stroud. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Two incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And on 3rd down, that falls incomplete.
Intended for
So here in the second half, it's obvious the offense finds themselves in a tough spot, trailing by this many points. But really what makes it difficult is when you have to operate, Mike, in a comeback situation where you have to air the ball out every single play, it stresses your offensive line, it stresses your quarterback, it stresses your playmakers. It is just a really difficult way to play offensive football in the NFL, and they've got to do it really for the remainder of this
take over 1st and 10.
So now here comes the Chargers as they get set to take over once more. McConkey in motion. First down throw there is incomplete. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. A run, this is Hampton. And a good tackle out wide will hold him to a gain of just 3. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. The throw is perfect. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Lad McConkey, the one he was looking for.
The coverage by
and that'll set up 4th down.
Well, in a game that seems like it's gone all in their favor, that's kind of one of the rare cases where this offense didn't appear to be on the same page, because for as good as they have been all day long, this possession at least, they're going to stall out.
I hit that a little too well. Lands a couple of yards in the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. On 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect.
Intended for Xavier Hutchinson.
It's just a matter of time. I don't care how good you are or how good a hand you have. You are going to drop passes. It is inevitable in the NFL. But it's the guys that don't let one drop pass lead to two. They have the ability to put it behind them, move forward, and they can't wait for that next ball to be thrown their way.
And he tried to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Denzel Perryman. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Back it, blitz, blitz.
Throwing, Herbert. That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect, and it falls incomplete. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll run out of the gun with Hampton, and he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. It is 3rd and long. Now it's Herbert. And that is incomplete. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Here's Cameron Dicker on for the field goal.
Chargers field goal.
This will be an even 40-yard attempt. And that's going to run out of speed. It comes up short. No good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead.
You know, the hardest part about these missed kicks, Mike, is for all the guys that work so hard to put the ball in position to come away with points. You kind of trot off the field. You're hoping that next possession has a different result.
On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive.
The handoff.
And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. It was Cam Hart in on the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 8. Stroud to throw. This one downfield, taken in by Higgins.
81, Jaden
They
Higgins.
get 24 on that one.
24-yard gain
First
on the
down
play.
for Houston.
First down,
We
Houston.
spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
It's a pickup of 3.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can
7
do as an offense
at
is
the
just get the
41-yard
ball
line.
out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
My man, my man.
Throwing on second down, Stroud. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now third down comes up. Stroud going to set up to throw. He'll try it. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The Chargers have it. And now, following the turnover, we have an injured player on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Herbert now on first down. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Second down, here's Herbert. A short pass here, caught by his tight end. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up
It's a
third
gain
down.
of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. Herbert going to try to throw on third down. He's got his man. Allen with the connection. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They bring the tight end in motion. On the ground, here's Haskins. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Here's a 2nd and 9. Again, they'll try to power forward with their fullback. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Herbert keeping it on the zone read. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a touchdown. But I don't think he knows yet that this one is coming back.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So, a costly penalty here. It wipes away the touchdown.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
They'll send a tight end in motion. A handoff here with Haskins. And he's going to have just a couple here, but there is a marker on the field as well. On the give, Haskins. That's a good bounce back there. They'll get this back very close to that 1st down marker. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches.
Lucky ball.
Here's Haskins. And he's in. Hassan Haskins. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Touchdown, Chargers.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike. And you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched. And an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Cameron
after
Dicker
now
for
from
the
Dicker.
extra point.
Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. After the
Cameron
touchdown,
Dicker to
here's
kick off
Dicker
for the
out to
Chargers.
send this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25.
The Texans take
Decent
over
field
1st
position
and 10
to start this
at
drive.
their own
The
27-yard
Texans
line.
offense ready to take over possession of the football. Chubb. And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
On the zone read, they hand it to Chubb. He looks forward for maybe a yard. Denzel Perryman in on the
25-yard line. It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's third down.
Third and long. Here's Stroud. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. The Chargers have it.
Holding. Offense.
He'll run with Haskins. Finding space at the 15. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They've got it at the 8. First down and goal. Going to go off tackle this time to the left. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6.
Defense. Still first down.
So now, from half the distance closer, here's first and goal. Allen in motion. Following the penalty, he'll run it. Powering forward. He's in. Hassan Haskins. Touchdown Chargers. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Cameron
now
Dicker
for the extra point. And this is not going to have enough steam at all. It is short, no good. Don't think it was tipped, just a bad kick. And they were unable to unlock the extra point. After the touchdown,
Cameron
here's
Dicker to kick off
out to
for the
send this one
Chargers.
away. This one taken at the 7. And this will work
The
out quite
Texans
well.
take over
They'll
first
get it
and
all the
10
way out to the
at their
30-yard
own
line.
30-yard line.
Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down. Throwing is Stroud. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. And now we're going to get a timeout. It is C.J. Stroud in need of some attention. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Third and 10. Here's Mills. The blitz gets there, and he lost the football. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
Davis Mills.
After these kind of plays, Mike, you just wish the sideline was a mile away, because you know when you get there, you are going to catch an earful. They stress all week, ball carriers. We have to protect the ball. In this case, it doesn't result in a turnover, but the lost yardage now brings up fourth down. These are drive killers.
Tommy
Special
Townsend
teams out
in
to
punt
the field,
formation for
ready
the Texans.
for this punt, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone.
The Chargers take over first
Chargers
and
offense
10
ready to see what they
at
can
their
do
own
with this
20-yard
next
line.
possession. Drive will start on the ground, and he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Now Herbert. He'll try to hit him with a screen.
Herbert's
And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
It's a gain
Just a
of
little
3.
slow developing
Brings
on
up
that
third
screenplay
and
there. It's
9.
pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Motion man is Johnston. Throwing is Herbert on third down. Picked off by the all-pro corner, Derek Stingley. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit. Now, after the interception, we have an injured player to look at. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here's a handoff to Chubb. And now for a second time, he loses the football. football.
Nick Chubb on the carry.
Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it and which team does a better job taking it away.
The Chargers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Herbert. That's complete. It's Rad McConkey. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
A gain
It's a
of
nice
10
start
yards.
to the drive. A gain of 10
And the
and a quick
Chargers
first down.
First down.
The defender has to do
First
a better
and 10
job here,
at the
Mike, of getting
46-yard
depth.
line.
He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and
Oh, he's hit on the line, and the ball is out. And I think one of the Chargers was, yes, he was able to get his hands on it, and they retained possession. Now, after that near turnover, clock is stopped. We have an injured player. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Herbert. This one broken up. It's incomplete.
Herbert's pass
Good job
intended
separating
for
the receiver
Ladd
from the ball.
McConkey.
And it is
Incomplete.
4th down.
It's 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there?
Scott
How can we
in
find some
formation.
open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Now a stoppage
The
for
Texans
an
take
injured
over
Texan.
1st and 10.
The training staff going
At
to
their
look,
own 20-yard
and we'll step
line.
out for a moment. Kirk is the motion man. A run out of the gun. Here's Chubb. And a nice run there. He'll get 9 yards. Mark him at the 29. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. From the 29, here's 2nd and 1. A chance here for Ogunbowale. And he'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. Mills now. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And it will be another turnover as this defense does it again. And now, following the turnover, we have an injured player on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside.
Check. Lucky. Check.
On the carry, it's Haskell. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. Again, we'll go with Haskell. And the Chargers are going to have it first and goal. He'll take this down to about the 3.
A gain of 15 yards. And the Chargers first down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of
First
their
and
labor
goal at the
paying
3-yard
off
line.
here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, L.A. His second touchdown of the afternoon. Well, the play fake gets its job done, and so too does the tight end. Always a great target down there, as you know, Greg, near the end zone.
And this is where, Mike, so many tight ends do their damage. Down here in the goal line where the threat of run gets so much attention. And oftentimes it just takes the slightest hesitation by a defender. You see a tight end pop wide open, and in this case, results in the touchdown.
And this is not going to have enough steam at all. It is short, no good. Don't think it was tipped, just a bad kick. And they are unable to unlock the extra point.
Cameron
After
Dicker
the
to kick
touchdown,
off
here's
for the
Dicker
Chargers.
out to send this one away. This taken at the 5. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line.
The Texans
The
take
Texans
over first
offense
and 10
make their way out
at
to
their
take
own
over once
20-yard
more.
line.
Mills to throw. He's going to tuck it and go.
Davis
That play
Mills
had set
on the
written
scramble.
all over it. So that's a
It's a
great
gain
job
of
by the
5.
quarterback, not
Brings
only
up
escaping
second
the initial
and 5.
pressure, even
At
though he
the
doesn't gain a whole
25-yard
lot, he's
line.
able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
So, from the 25, it's second and 5. They run a toss to Chubb. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. So, from the 39, they come up on first and 10. Now Mills. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in.
Pass
Looked like
interference.
he might
Defense.
have gotten there early. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Mills. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. It's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd
and 10.
Dropping a catchable ball is one of the worst feelings. It feels like the entire stadium is laughing at you, and all I know is, firsthand, you just want to get another opportunity to put that one behind you.
They'll try to set up the screen here, and he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
A gain of 6 yards, and it's 3rd down.
So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's 3rd and 4. To throw is Mills. And this is going to be incomplete.
Mills pass.
That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target.
Incomplete.
No catch. And now 4th down.
4th down.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down.
Tommy
Your inability to
Townsend in
extend
punt formation
drives,
for
it either
the
puts a lot of
Texans.
pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down, or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give
The
you more
Chargers
cracks
take over
to score
1st and
touchdowns.
10.
The Chargers
At their own
offense getting those
11-yard
helmets back
line.
on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st down from their own 11. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Here's 2nd and 6. Shotgun now for Herbert. This one not quite on target.
Intended for
Too much.
Quentin
That one
Johnston.
falls incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable
The
at this
cover is
stage,
by
Mike, that they're
Jamal
even
Hill.
winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. But there is a flag down into the play.
Roving the passer.
Backed by the quarterback. Let's see. So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. Conklin goes in motion. They'll try to run with their fullback. The hold closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. On the ground, here's Haskins. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Third and 2. Here we go. Herbert to throw. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game.
J.K. Scott in
set
punt
to kick it
formation.
away.
The Texans take over
Texans
1st and 10.
offense ready to come
their
back
own
out
20-yard
for
line.
this next possession. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Kirk is the motion man. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll step up and run. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 8. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. Here's Chubb. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Back to throw. Mills. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. He was trying to get it to Christian Kirk.
3 plays
And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. fullback with the pickup. That's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he gets this one past the 30. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. They're going to run out of the gun, and here's Harris. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now we're going to get a stoppage. We have an injured Charger. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. They face 2nd down and 7. To throw is Herbert. That's to the right side. And
Herbert's pass intended for
Harris,
Trey
the intended
Harris.
receiver there.
Incomplete.
And it's going to bring up 3rd down.
3rd down and 7.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
He gets this one complete to Johnston.
Johnston.
It's a pickup of 12.
A
First
gain of
down,
12 yards.
LA.